Welcome to Developing for Elementary OS, episode number 6, Packaging. What we'll cover in this episode is creating a new application, or in our case we're going to copy the old one, and we'll configure our debian files that help us create our distribution, and then we'll create and run a Launchpad recipe. Now, as always, you can follow along at the official elementary documentation. However, I will warn you that most of this content was recorded prior to elementary changing over to a Git workflow. So what we'll cover in this episode is the Launchpad methods, which are no longer documented, but it's useful to know just the same. So I will end up recording an addendum to this video that covers GitHub as well. So first we're going to create our new application. So what I'm going to do is duplicate the existing app, and then I'm going to change the names and targets in all the appropriate files, and then I'm going to push those changes to a new branch in Bazaar. So we go into our projects folder, go into Hello World, and we're going to copy our Hello Again application, and we'll rename this to Hello Packaging. And then we'll open up Scratch. And we'll open up our project, and we're going into cmake list.txt, and we're going to look for all instances of hello-again, and we'll replace those with hello packaging. And save that. And then we'll come into our hello.desktop and change hello again to hello packaging. And save that. And we're going to delete everything in our build folder. And then we'll delete our hello again binary and our hello again C file. And we'll rename hello again.vala to hello packaging. And then we'll open up Terminal, and we'll go to our projects folder and go to Hello World and Hello Packaging, and then we'll look for the hidden files. I want to get rid of the Bazaar file, the Bazaar directory, so I'll rmrf that, and that's gone. So what I'm going to do is double check that I can still build our application now that we've done all the renaming. So do that with cmake-dcmake install prefix equals user, and then up one level. Alright, still looks like everything installs. I can make the language. Okay, so now that everything works, I'm going to initialize Bazaar. And now I'm going to add everything. And now I'll commit to I'll commit my changes. So converted hello again to hello packaging. Next, we'll configure our Debian files. So to do this, we're going to clone the Debian template from the elementary Launchpad repository. Then we're going to edit the changelog and edit the control file and edit the copyright file. And now I want to clone down the Debian template that elementary provides. And using the files application, I'm going to go into that Debian template, and I'm going to copy the Debian folder, and I will add it to the hello packaging folder. Except I realize now that I actually called it hello package, not hello packaging. So a quick change there. Now go into the Debian folder, and we'll open up Scratch again. And in the Debian folder, I'll make a change to the changelog. Change the target to Xennial. Change it to my name. And my email address. And I'll change the date. Then I'm going to come over to the control file and make a couple of changes in here. Change the source. And change the packaging. And I'm now going to add the Debian folder, commit my changes. And then I'm going to push up all of my changes to Launchpad. Now we're going to jump onto Launchpad and create a recipe. So to do that, we go to the Launchpad site. We're going to create our recipe and select the appropriate settings, and then we're going to run that recipe. Okay, so we've got our new project up on Launchpad. If I go to the Launchpad site and sign in, go to my code, I'll see my branch called Hello Packaging, and in here I'm going to click this link here, create a packaging recipe. I'm going to change the name, which is entirely up to you what you do. And I'm not going to do daily builds, I'm just going to build by request. And I'm going to target Xennial, and I'm going to change the way the recipe text works. So in here I'm going to say +R, and then I'm going to say -0. And I will click the Create Recipe button. And at this point, I'm going to request a new build. So we'll wait for that, and we should get a notification when it's done. And so I've gotten the notification that it's done, but I get the message that it could not be uploaded correctly. So if I take a look in here, have a look at the logs, I'll see that this version has been created already. So here's the indication that I've gone through this process before. So it's unable to make my application because I already have one by that name already. So I've done this a few times as I've practiced on and on. So I'm just going to come into my changelog file and update to an even higher version. So I've done this a couple times now, so I'm gonna just bump it up to 0.3 and go through the process of committing and pushing that again. And I'll push. And if we go back to Launchpad and request our build again, we'll kick that off and we'll wait for a response. Okay, so I've gotten the response back, and now it looks like we've got a successful build. So that's how you create a Launchpad recipe and build and distribute with your own personal PPA. So in review, we created another application. We created a new branch on Bazaar, and we configured our Debian files and created a Launchpad recipe. And using Launchpad and that recipe, we're able to build and distribute our new application. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it took me a while to get it out there, but I appreciate your patience. If you liked the video, then give it a like or subscribe. And until next time, thanks for joining.